see if we can get some corn planted out here today. There's this field and then the one on the other side of the fence line, but I always just treat them as one field, or call them one field, except when it comes time to pay rent, obviously. So we need, this load was a little lighter, it was about 60. Still think I'm gonna figure heavy though. If we go 3.5 either way, that'll come out about right. I needed, I think 221 for what I had in here. Yeah, 221. So that'll get me somewhere between 210 and 228, so that'll be fine. And almost had a crisis this morning. Just if you look, you can see that there's some chunkies and looks a little nasty. Got down there and got my mix ticket. Took it out to Ryan in the commodity building, and he looks at it, he goes, "Ooh, that DAP might be a tall order." And we walk over to the bunk, and there's just like a couple little smidgens of a pile back against the corner of the bunk. So I'm in there with a scoop shovel, and he's got the loader, he's scraping the floor and everything, trying to get what he can. We ended up getting, I needed 700, and he dumped a whole bucket in there. It was about 900 pounds, and there was not a whole lot left. You weren't gonna do a whole lot more scraping. He's tried 3 times to get their, well, he's tried 2 times, he's gonna try again. But he will have tried 3 times to get their purchasing agent to get him at least one more load of DAP, and he won't do it. Which sucks, because I still got, after today, I'll still have 40 more acres of corn ground to spread if it ends up going to corn. But I'll still need DAP if I end up switching it to beans, which hopefully doesn't have to happen. But, and I know there's a bunch of other guys that aren't done spreading yet. But Ryan's all frustrated because he needs more DAP and his purchasing agent won't get it for him. But anyhow, I still haven't figured out it's that. Okay, it's one of them 2 floor pans. It only does it right at this RPM. And then you bump it up and it quits. But apparently it's one of the floor pans. I wonder if I could feel it with my hand. It's not gonna do it. Anyhow, get this spread, get over here with the finisher. It's supposed to get sunny out today from what they're saying. Obviously it ended up not raining last night, so that's good. So we'll see what we can get done. fertilizer spread. I had one pass across. I ran out. I had one pass left across the small field. I needed like another 100 pounds, maybe, if that. So I think that field get what it's gonna got what it's gonna get. And I still got 40 acres to spread, so I might just get a little extra, and when I get around that last bit of corn, and if that stuff hasn't spiked up yet, I'll just run a pass over it and fill everything in. But we gotta give Joe Silver Bullet here a little bit of oil. I'm almost out of oil leaks. I got the 1955s fixed. I haven't had, unless Dad added some oil to it the other day when he was trying to roll beans. I haven't had to add a drop of oil to the thing all spring, which has been really nice. Now I just need to get this thing to the same spot. It's got, I mean, it's burning. It burns a little bit because it's 3208, but it's got a leak. And it's somewhere around the injection pump, and I thought I had it. I thought I had it. I tried fixing it when I had the injection pump apart several years ago to fix the throttle, or the throttle shaft seal, which I thought the throttle shaft seal was the problem. Well, it was a problem beforehand because it was I had a fuel leak, and it was that throttle shaft seal, which also made the engine surge under high idle no load. But there's a couple O-rings under that governor housing that I replaced while I had the governor housing off the throttle shaft seal, and I thought, wait, I'll fix my oil leak and my fuel leak. And it didn't really fix it. You fix the fuel leak, it didn't really fix the oil leak. So, which, as of right now, that engine oil leak is the only oil leak this thing has. And I've pretty much come to the conclusion that I'm going to have to probably get the parts and completely take the injection pump off of this thing to try to find where that oil leak's coming from. And then once we got that fixed, this thing will be pretty much leak free, which will be nice. And then once I get that fixed, and I got the brake valve on the 1955 that needs to get done at some point, but once we do that and the PTO on the 1600, then basically I don't have any oil leaks anymore, other than the Super 55, but that's a whole different story. pretty good. It's amazing the difference a week makes. Last Friday I came out here to check this, and you could barely walk across it. It was so dang wet. Still a little tacky right here in this mucky spot, but other than that, so now I gotta, oh, and to huh, interesting. Apparently the cotter pin broke on that. Interesting. Oh well, easy fix. Just have to remember. Looks like that one needs replaced too. Guess that'll have to be a fix for when it's raining tomorrow. At least didn't break it. Honestly, it probably didn't even fall apart till I folded it up. At least we didn't lose the pin, so. Anyhow, gotta go home, get seed dug out, get the truck over here, and then have Dad run me to get the T in the planter. Alright, we're finally going. It is amazing how much time you burn up just moving stuff around trying to get going, but we're going. Should have no problem. Obviously not gonna have any problem getting this planted now that I'm here. Before I forget. Come on, there you go. So this is the first field going to the 2299. And then once we're done here, I'll have 2 fields of corn. Well, technically 4, but I count the muck as 1 field even though it's 2, and then I count the other field as 1 field even though it's 2. 2 spots where there's still corn going. One of them's not chisel plowed yet, one of them's muck. So. I'm just going along, minding my own business, planting my andros, when imagine my surprise when I turn around to pick the planter up and notice that I ain't got no marker arm no more. And anything slipped out of the tube over there next to the tree line. But luckily it's got good witness marks in it where the set screws go, so we don't get to go through all the pain trying to reset it. So I'm gonna put this one back in and check the set screws on the other side. We got another weird rock. You're a spunky one. Little painted turtle. Hold on, we'll take you over to the pond. That way you don't get runned over. Trust me, this is better than the alternative. I don't think you'd appreciate what that planter would do to you. Although you're armored and the ground's soft, so it probably, as long as the blade didn't hook you, it'd probably just push you into the ground, but... There you go. One more turtle saved. Guess I forgot to put that back on. Anyway, this field's done. Now we got to jump over to the other side. And this is the first time in all since I've had this planter that I forgot to put that on. Get over there, get that side done. That's only a 4-acre piece. I'm gonna try. I was filling out of here and it got down to there and quit drawing, and I don't know why. I'm gonna try to get the rest of that into here. That way this is empty. Hopefully we have enough. Otherwise we'll have to go home. Oh, we should have plenty. If not, we got to go home, and I got like 100 and something gallon left from last year in a tote, but I was hoping to put that in before I had them bring the next load. That way it would mix since it's been sitting. But anyway, let me see what I can do here. Two more fields knocked out. This one came out at 11.1, the other one came out at 11.6, or not 11, 4.6 if the monitor's accurate. And I got here, it's just a tick after 3 o'clock, and now it's 5:45, so like 2.5 hours. So anyhow, go home and get the tea and the planter put away. I need my monitor cover and see where things sit. Might go get the 4150 and hook onto the chisel plow and go see what we can get done as far as that goes. Alright, we're chisel plow, and I tell you what, you get used to having seen that finisher back there, and you're going down the road, you look back and you see the chisel plow, it's like, holy shit, where'd the rest of it go? But anyhow, we're going to start here at the new field, this piece, and then the stuff over there, and see where that lands us. They knocked the rain chances for tomorrow back until tomorrow after lunch. So depending on how wet this works, might be able to get it fit, plowed tonight, fit and planted tomorrow before the rain, but we'll see. So that's all subject to what Mother Nature decides to do. It definitely helps if you take the transport locks off. And so that ends up parked right in the Canada thistle patch. Actually, I don't think it's Canada's thistle, it's not big enough. I think it's South thistle, but either way, thistle patch. dealing with them. They cover a lot of ground, run not a lot of horsepower. But if you get down on a soil particle level and you look at how discs work and what they do to soil structure, at least for primary tillage, they are the worst tool ever invented. Dislikes it the most, I guess, would be the best way to put it. least in this front field, anybody that drove by and saw me probably thought I was an idiot. I worked it in a really weird way, and even while I was doing it, I was like, what the hell are you doing? But strange field in the dark. They took out all them trees, so the outer boundary is getting pushed out 30 feet or better, so I didn't really have a defined start here, stop here. So I basically worked the outside rounds first to give me some sort of boundary, and kind of worked it in a circle ish. It was I don't know. I mean, it worked. We got the job done. Poor plow was working her heart out in some of them patches where they took stuff out. I'm gonna be curious to see what this looks like in the daylight, but the front field didn't work too bad. There weren't, I mean, you could tell there was a compaction layer, but it would at least go in the ground to the compaction layer. The field in the back and two small fields over here, the compaction layer was surface. So anyhow, Mom and Dad got dinner for me because Shelly was seeing her dad this weekend, so I haven't had anything since breakfast except for a donut at about lunch, and it's now 10 o'clock. So as you can imagine, I'm a little hungry. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Probably got about 7-ish acres left to chisel plow at that field I got rained out on last time. And then all the chiseling will be done. But weather permitting, I want to try to get this planted tomorrow so that it's off the slate. There'll probably be some stick picking and stuff to do at a later date, but we'll see how well the soil finisher beats everything back down flat. So anyhow, with that being said, that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one.